Hey guys, Sam here, and if you guys have been paying attention to my Twitter, you know now that one of my grandmothers, Grandma Patty, just passed away. I just found this now. I just found this out now. Yeah, this is unscripted, but who cares? So, I found this out by my dad, and turns out that it happened literally today. My grandmother was very sick. She was dealing with a lot of ailments, dementia being one of them. She had lost a lot of weight in the past year, and she was still going strong for a little bit, but she was mostly bedridden, and not only was she sleeping more and more, but she was eating less and less. Then, today, my grandfather, my second grandfather, took her to the kitchen by wheelchair to give her breakfast, which was Cheerios, then left for a moment to go back to the bedroom to make the bed. When he came back, Grandma Patty was kind of hunched over at the kitchen table, and my grandpa thought at first that she had fallen asleep, but turns out she wasn't breathing. Then he checked her pulse, and there wasn't any, so he called 911, and it was now confirmed that, yeah, she passed away just like that. And that's a really sad way to go when it's not even a real proper goodbye. Like one moment she's still breathing, still alive, and you're off one moment to do something else, and the next moment you come back and she's just gone just like that. So yeah, I'm sure this is hitting my family really hard. It's hitting my dad very hard because, well, and I really don't like to get super duper personal, but I feel like this is called for since, it explains things a little better. If you're wondering if, like, second grandparent and something like that. Turns out that she is Grandma Patty. She is my dad's stepmom. And turns out that the biological mom, my other grandmother, also is gone too. She passed away years and years ago, back when I was in 7th grade middle school. Turns out she was dealing with Alzheimer's back then, and it was getting so bad that not only could she not remember us fully, she was starting to have like memory loss, but there were some things that she just couldn't do on her own. And eventually she went away, and I found this out while I was in the middle of school. And my mom said, we got to go to the funeral," and we did. And that's probably the only time I've ever gone to a funeral at all. Now, I didn't cry then, and I'm not crying now because, well, I guess I'm just one of those people that doesn't really cry that much. I mean, I have my moments here and there, and I even have admitted on social media that I did cry during, the scene where Riley breaks down at, near the end of Inside Out. So I have cried. It's not like I don't have anything in my eyes. There are times that, sometimes I get a little teary eyed, and there'll be times I just have those moments. But I guess when my first grandmother died, and now with my second one being gone, I guess, I mean, yeah, it hit me hard. Of course it did, but I guess I'm just one of those people that's like, yeah, it sucks, it's sad, I'm sorry, it really is awful, and it's really, it's devastating, but I still had that thought in the back of my head that it was coming eventually. Not just with my first grandmother, but with my second one. I mean, the last time I saw her was like after Christmas in December of 2019. This was before, COVID went down and everything. And I looked at her, and yeah, she definitely did not look very well. I mean, before she was a very hefty person, like she did have a lot of weight, but now at that stage in her life, she had lost a lot of the weight, and now she was nearly at bone, like you could almost literally see it. But she was still in good spirits. She was still happy. She still enjoyed her company, and even when she wasn't feeling well, she still had a big smile on her face, and she always welcomed not only me but the rest of my family in. And we talked with her about a lot of things, and she was a very fun person to be around. So it does suck that she's gone, and I'm sure it's hitting my dad really hard in the same way that his first mom died. So yeah, hopefully, hopefully things will still turn out well for him, and yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. But even though that is the bad news, the good news is I still had nice memories with her. I mean, like I still had, some good times with her, and I still do have some grandparents left. Like I still have two grandparents left, and I do have one grandmother that's left. But deep down, I know that sooner or later the day will come that they will be gone, and I'm gonna have to be ready for that. Maybe there'll be a part of me that's not ready for it, but I have to be. And hey, I wasn't expecting to hear this news today either. I mean, this was a total shock to both my parents and myself, and to my brothers. But it's there, it happened, and yeah. So yeah, I do feel sad. I do feel devastated. I am shocked that it happened like that. And it also shocked me too because I didn't like the last time I did see him was after Christmas, and then of course I heard about how Grandma Patty and her husband were like they were down in Florida for a while until like COVID hit and now everyone was stuck in quarantine, so they were pretty much stuck in Florida for a while. But thankfully they were able to wait it out. They were okay. They didn't get the virus or anything, and they were able to go back to their home in New Jersey, and they were still living comfortably and everything like that. But yeah, as the days went by, Grandma Patty just got slower and slower. She was sleeping more, she was eating less, and yeah, the day was gonna come eventually. But of course, it just happened so suddenly, and yeah, it's devastating. But hey, that's not gonna bring me down because yeah, stuff like this happens. I've dealt with loss before, like again with my past grandmother, and with my first dog being gone because of stomach cancer. But hey, that's just you're just gonna have to move on from certain things like that because you can't always keep dwelling on that kind of stuff. I mean, like it's okay to think about it. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to let some emotions out. And if you're one of those people that does cry easily, then go ahead, let out a little cry. But you can't keep dwelling on it forever because eventually you're gonna have to move on, and you can and just life goes on, and that's what I'm gonna do. So don't worry, I'm still gonna like keep making videos. I'm not gonna like take a long break or something like that. I'm sure maybe some of you are probably thinking, oh no, please take as much time as you need. Like no, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll be all right. And don't worry, I'll still be able to get more videos out because turns out my college has just said, hey, we're not letting you back in until February now because of everything that's going on. And so yeah, I'm gonna still be home in North Carolina, where I've lived for most of my life, for a little longer than expected. So don't worry, you'll still see some more videos out in the next few days, and normally I don't like to like tell you guys like, oh, what the next video is gonna be. Like I'm not gonna tell you what the next review is, but I can tell you this. I did do some audio for a third video in the worst fanfic reading series, and I know it's been a while since I made a video that's about me reading a really bad fan fiction, but I finally did find one that I was able to sink my teeth into, and yeah, it's a pretty bad fan fiction, but yeah, you'll have to wait and see. And like trust me, when you watch the video that's coming out in a couple of days, you'll understand why it's bad. You will understand. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you watched this from beginning to end. And thank you for the people that have offered me their condolences, and I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And as always, my name is Sam. Good night, everybody. And also a special to Grandma Patty. Rest in peace.